Hello, adventurers, and welcome back to DandelionClan. Last we left off, it was the beginning of Greenleaf, and we are moving on to see what has happened this season. We just did our patrol. We unfortunately lost Honey Eagle on the turning of the seasons. These are the cats of our clan so far. We have Silver Star, our leader, who is thinking about Honey Eagle. Frost Timber, our deputy, wondering if clouds are as soft as they look. Russet Runner, our medicine cat, who is thinking about how awful kitty pet food must taste. Heathertooth, who is asking a clanmate at the outskirts of camp if they want to share prey with her, possibly comforting someone after Honey Eagle's death. Steve, who volunteered for extra duties, though she has yellow cough. Steve is our kitty pet friend that we picked up off the side of the road and have been nursing back to health. Comfrey Dapple, who is in awe of Silver Star's leadership. She's got a dislocated joint, and I believe Comfrey Dapple is not only impressed by Silver Star's leadership, but by Silver Star as a cat, and has been developing a crush on her. This is not the only bit of love that we've seen bloom, but it is the furthest in bloom, and it is unfortunately one-sided. So we will see how that pans out. Frozen Moss is wondering if he could handle Silver Star's position. Amber Sky wonders if it's too late to become a mediator. She is a good mediator. She could switch. I think she's 14 moons old, so she's only been a warrior for 2 moons. Maybe we'll see what the kits grow to be when they become apprentices, and I think we may only have 1 kit now that's still in the nursery. But if they both become warriors, because I was thinking one of them might be Russet Runner's apprentice, maybe she will become a mediator. She's very good at it. Amber Sky is the other one who is starting to have a bit of a romance blooming with Frost Timber. This one is reciprocal, so that might end up with them as mates. Halfpaw wants Silver Star to notice him. That's right, Halfpaw is a warrior's apprentice, and Shade Kit, who is 4 moons old and is going to be apprenticed this episode, is the one that I am thinking would probably make a good medicine cat apprentice, even though he is fearless and a good play fighter, so I'm sure he'll want to be a warrior. He is fetching Frost Timber for another cat who was looking for him. With that, let's check the leader's den. We have befriended Heather Clan last season, and it would probably be good to start working on befriending another one of the clans in the area. My thought is maybe Burn Clan. Heather Clan is amiable and friendly. Burn Clan is mellow, which is what the other clans are thinking that we are now, no longer stoic. So let's try and befriend Burn Clan. We still have not met any outsiders except for Steve, who we of course brought home and welcomed in. Our medicine cat den is looking very full, which is good. The herb stores are overflowing. Our clearing, up to 23 warriors can be fed. It's plentiful prey. And the warriors are still assisting with herb gathering. I'm wondering, with it being Greenleaf, we're going to have a lot more prey in the territory, and it's probably good to start hunting more while we have so much abundance. But with that, let's get into Greenleaf. We're going to do 1 season this episode, so it might be a little shorter. It's definitely going to be a lot shorter than last time. And we're going to go through Greenleaf and probably the first moon of Leaf Bear or Leaf Fall. I remember my warrior seasons, I promise. And then we are going to leave it there, and we'll see later what the next season has in store. Great. With the heightened focus of the clan, 11 additional pieces of prey were gathered. When Burn Clan arrives for the gathering, Silver Star shifts over to make plenty of room for their leader on the leader's perch. Burn Clan's leader jumps up and dips her head to Silver Star. Burn Clan relations have improved. Let's check on some of the relationships. Since it's still a small enough clan that we're not going to be overwhelmed with this, we can go through all of them still. Silver Star didn't put a lot of thought into an answer for Amber Sky's question. Frozen Moss is motivated by Silver Star's big smile. Well, that's sweet. I wonder if Frozen Moss is also maybe... No, not developing a crush on Silver Star. Probably for the best, being that she is the leader. And I think we're going to lean into the Warriors Code maybe a little later. There was a wonderful suggestion last episode that because DandelionClan is so small, for now, Russet Runner and Silver Star would be allowed to take mates if they were so inclined, just because we need to grow the clan. But as things start getting bigger and more stable and a little more normalized, the Warriors Code would come back into play and they would not be allowed to take mates. Halfpaw is glad to have a clanmate like Silver Star, which is great. A lot of people weren't super friendly towards her when this began, but it seems like they've really all started to rally around their leader, and even though Heathertooth is disappointed in Silver Star's lack of initiative. She's still struggling, but it seems like a lot of people have gone from being rather indifferent towards her to really liking her more. Heathertooth asks Amber Sky if there's something in her teeth. Frost Timber can't stand hearing about how helpful Comfrey Apple is. Oh no. And yet, Frost Timber, Comfrey Apple, and Amber Sky had a nice talk while eating. I wonder if Amber Sky has sort of noticed that and started smoothing things over. She's a good mediator, again, cold though she might be. Frost Timber often goes to Amber Sky for guidance. There, again, is their bond growing stronger. I think I will have Amber Sky become a mediator this moon, though, because she's clearly seeing that Frost Timber and Comfort Apple aren't seeing eye to eye, and she's bringing them in for a lunch to have a nice conversation to kind of try and smooth that over. Their clan deputy is going to her for guidance. So I think, I think she's really stepping up into that role of mediator, and she's thinking about making that change herself as well. So I think that might be something we do for her this moon. Russet Runner learns about Frozen Moss's struggles and is surprised how well he carries himself. When a clanmate passes by holding stinking herbs, both Russet Runner and Amber Sky gag. Shade Kit notices that Silver Star is never congratulated for her accomplishments as much as anyone else. Interesting. I wonder if Shade Kit has eyes on maybe one day being a leader. Silver Star, of course, being the leader, it's sort of expected that she would be, good at what she does, that she would accomplish a lot. There's sort of an expectation of her rather than an exception, and he's the one who really notices how hard she's working, so I wonder if he'd want to support her and maybe come to take on the role of deputy eventually for, if not Silver Star, maybe Frost Star when Frost Timber becomes leader. Comfrey Apple asks Frozen Moss to go fishing with her, but they keep getting distracted by each other. Oh! So it seems as though love is in the air this Greenleaf. That's going to be very fun to explore. This is going to be a season just full of romance, it seems. Silver Star can tell how brave Steve is being about something important. Probably being sick with yellow cough. And abandoned by her housemate, or her housefolk. Silverstar chats with Half-Paw while grabbing something to eat. Steve is looking out for Half-Paw's well-being. Steve thinks that Shadekit is more talented than her. And that might just be from being a kitty pet and being ill and seeing that, you know, even this kit who is feral and born in the wild has these natural talents with fighting and with you know, being very fearsome and brave. We'll check on everyone's relationships this moon as well, I think. Silverstar talks about her kitty pet friend who has lived through 25 leaf bears. Interesting. I wonder if that was someone she knew back in the old territory before the two legs pushed into the forest. But let's check on her relationships. Oh my god. She absolutely adores Half-Paw. Oh my gosh, just loves him. That's so sweet. I'm surprised she didn't make him her apprentice if she's got such a keen like for him. But she seems, for the most part, a little indifferent towards Frozen Moss. But respects Steve and trusts her, which is interesting when there's no real like there, but does trust that she's going to be a good member of the clan, I suppose. Frost Timber is debating swimming to cool down. It seems like he doesn't quite like this time of year. I have to agree. I'm definitely a fan more of the colder months of the year as well. I prefer autumn and spring, even though my allergies have been just absolutely awful this spring. There's a little bit more of that romance with Amber Sky. Platonic like is increasing. Respect and, of course, comfort are going up. She seems like someone he can just really rely on, and they have the closest bond. He has the closest bond with her of anyone else in the clan. Though he's very close to the Comfrey Apple as well. It's a little bit of a little bit of bitterness, but for the most part, a platonic like. Also gets on well with Heathertooth and Russet Runner. Not so much with some of the younger folks. Does get on pretty well with Silverstar though. Russet Runner can't keep up with Comfrey Apple. Fairly close with Frozen Moss, finds a lot of comfort in him. But and like Shadekit a lot, which is kind of why I was thinking Shadekit might end up becoming Russet Runner's apprentice, even though it seems like Shadekit probably has his heart set on being a warrior. It just seems like they have a really nice bond. And Russet Runner, I'm sure, could use the help. But as to be expected, he doesn't really bond well with other cats. He's very hardworking and very much focused on his work as medicine cat. Does not like Steve, as we gathered in last episode, believes that it is a waste of their resources to be caring for a kitty pet. Again, with DandelionClan coming from multiple clans that banded together after Two Legs destroyed their original home, wariness towards kitty pets, I'm sure, is very warranted. No one can really blame anyone in DandelionClan for not liking kitty pets or Two Legs. Though Heathertooth is wondering what living with Two Legs must be like. I'm sure a lot of their former clan members were not just, killed when the forest was knocked down, but were probably captured by Two Legs and taken in and domesticated, or, taken to animal shelters and things. Heathertooth and Russet Runner are fairly close, which is really interesting. She trusts Half-Paw a lot. That's her apprentice. Is very close to the Comfrey Apple. I think maybe it's just the fact that their coats are very similar, but I just sort of link them together in my mind a lot, so. Now let's write one page now that we've lost Honey Eagle. Steve is reflecting on how different her life is now. I do not blame her for that. That is quite the change. We've also mentioned in her history that even before she was sick, she was starting to dream of starry-furred cats, and we think that maybe StarClan has guided her housefolk to bringing her all the way out here to this meadow when they left her for dead. StarClan has a plan for Steve. What that is, we'll have to wait and see. But she likes the folks that she knows. She met Comfort Apple and Silverstar when they found her by the side of the road, which is probably why she trusts them and feels comfortable with them. And she has met the younger members of the clan. She and Shade Kit do not get along. They had started to hang out a lot, probably just because Shade Kit is close with Russet Runner. But the more they hung out, the less they got on well with each other. Comfort Apple saw a two-legged kit playing with a dog. Getting rather close, She also has a dislocated joint right now, so we are hoping that she heals up soon. Oh my gosh, and Comfort Apple. Bisexual queen, we love to see it. Her crush on Silverstar is becoming a little overshadowed, it seems, by a crush on Frozen Moss. Very, very intriguing. I wonder how Frozen Moss is feeling, because I think they were the two that went out fishing, I believe. And I think Frozen Moss is feeling quite the same way, as he enjoys the warmth of Greenleaf. A little bit of a crush back on Comfort Apple. So they're not exceptionally close. She has much warmer feelings towards him than he does towards her, but Frozen Moss is very gloomy and tends to keep to himself a little bit, which is, I think, why he and Russet Runner get on so well, that they're both very serious, very serious Toms. He and Shade Kit actually have a decent relationship, so if Shade Kit does become a warrior, maybe Frozen Moss will mentor him. Amber Sky is asking Frozen Moss an important question. And there's still that little bit of a glimmer for Frost Timber, but for the most part, she's just sort of tepid on most of her clan members. Close with Shade Kit, though, and Halfpaw has always looked up to her. So they've always had a nice close relationship. But it is time to switch Amber Sky to a mediator, because it is what she's good at, and it is a role that she is slowly stepping into and seems to want more than anything. And we know that Frost Timber and Comfort Apple were having some problems. I am not going to allow a romantic mediation, because Amber Sky, of course, has feelings for Frost Timber, so I don't think she'd want to encourage him to have feelings for any other she-cat, or Tom, or anyone else in the clan. But we will mediate. Trust increased, comfort increased, and jealousy decreased. The dislike didn't really go away, but things are warming up a little bit between them. Good job, Amber Sky, which means she's also moved up in the order, so we're going to have to click over here to Halfpaw, who hopes the deputy assigns him to the next patrol, which we will be assigning very shortly. And finally, Shade Kit, who is trying to force his way into being allowed to guard camp. This fearless little kid definitely has his heart set on being a warrior. I just don't know if that's the right path for him, is all. I mean, he's got the skill set, certainly, but I think it'd be nice for Russet Runner to have some support. So we'll see what happens. I think I'm going to send out Russet Runner and Frost Timber now that Amber Sky is no longer going out on patrols. While out collecting herbs with Russet Runner, Frost Timber can't help but notice just how hard the medicine cat is pushing himself. Very unsurprising, of course he is. Russet Runner snaps at Frost Timber when he brings it up. He's fine, totally fine. Only a mouse brain would think otherwise. Your deputy's trying to look out for you, Russet Runner. But he's not good at it. Well, he's good at accepting other paws to help him share the workload, but he's not good at really accepting help. But now let's send out Heathertooth and Halfpaw to do some training. Heathertooth suggests this might be a good chance to practice teamwork with Halfpaw. Sometimes the best thing of all is just to help an apprentice get the chance to feel equal to the warrior he's trying to become. Heathertooth treats Halfpaw exactly like everyone else. Halfpaw's confidence grows and his eyes light up as the cats work together. Oh good, she's such a good mentor. Alright, now we're sending out Frozen Moss and Silver Star. As the patrol is checking the border lines, they hear the traipse of pawsteps through the territory. Oh, the patrol approaches warily and comes upon a kitty pet that's sniffing around. The kitty pet notices their arrival and brightly says that she's heard about the clan and wishes to join. The patrol agrees to take her back to camp. Silver Star is finding all these disparate, lost kitty pets. I wonder if maybe that's part of StarClan's plan for her, that she finds these cats raised by two legs, you know, these people that they lost their home to two legs, and now these cats that are from that world are coming into DandelionClan, and Silver Star keeps finding them and bringing them home and allowing them to live with her. So that's a thread to follow, certainly. And it looks like Snootsfade joined the clan, so I'm imagining this cat is probably named Snoot. She is looking around the camp with wonder, and likely wanted to take on a warrior name, and was named for her her faded markings on her coat. She's bloodthirsty. Great. Don't know if I love that. Don't know if we want that. We've had some warning signs with Amber Sky's coldness. Having a straight up bloodthirsty warrior in the camp is a little concerning. And she's an eloquent speaker, so whatever she does, she's probably going to get away from it with it. Snootsfade also used to be a kitty pet, but after dreaming of starry-furred cats, followed their whispers to the clan. So StarClan is calling on these kitty pets to come join DandelionClan. So there's something going on there. They've got some sort of plan for that, I'm imagining. And Snootsfade and Steve kind of have very similar colors. Well, we can send Snootsfade out and see what happens. The patrol comes across a bird that's occupied scratching the ground for insects. Let's see how good Snootsfade is at hunting. Patrol narrowly misses the bird. A very small amount of prey is brought to camp. Not starting off on quite the right foot, I don't think, Snootsfade, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. And with that, we move on to the next moon. Oh goodness, okay. The height and focus of the clan, 14 edition. Oh, I forgot to pick from the leader's den to befriend Burn Clan. We'll do that again soon. Okay, with the heightened focus of the clan, 14 additional pieces of prey were gathered. Poor Heathertooth has gotten heat exhaustion, which means somebody else is probably going to have to help train Halfpaw. A newly made apprentice Shadepaw touches noses with his new mentor, Snootsfade. That must have been a really long discussion with the rest of the clan. Snootsfade being a kitty pet, is she even qualified to train Shadepaw? And with Shadepaw being so reckless or fearless and intense and enjoying fighting, play fighting as a kid, having a bloodthirsty mentor, this could be a dangerous combination as she raises him up. Is it wrong that I'm excited to see how that goes? Comfrey Apple has recovered from her dislocated joint. Silver Star has gotten fleas. But Steve has recovered from yellow cough, which is great. That means it's far less likely to spread. Oh, that is such a relief. And that means that Steve can go out on patrol. Let's check the relationships. Frozen Moss gets a bug off Amber Sky's pelt and takes it out of camp. Frozen Moss bickered about something trivial with Snoot's Fade. Please be careful, Frozen Moss. Frozen Moss charms Silver Star with endless compliments. Oh, okay. I'm seeing a little bit of a... not exactly a love triangle so much as potentially a throuple forming. Frozen Moss, Silver Star, and Comfrey Apple. There's... Okay. Alright, I'm here for it. Interesting. Frost Timber compliments Half-Paw's name. Heathertooth doesn't think the object that Frost Timber asked her to find is real. Heathertooth jumps in a puddle, splashing Frozen Moss. To her surprise, Frozen Moss laughs. Frost Timber mews congratulations to Heathertooth for a job well done. Frost Timber... Oh no! Frost Timber didn't tell Amber Sky about the feather stuck to her face, so Amber Sky spent the whole day looking silly. Maybe he felt shy trying to correct something about her appearance? I don't... Oh no. Russet Runner tries to find Amber Sky to apologize for something. Finds her playing with a clanmate. Russet Runner and Steve chase off a predator on a patrol together. Medium positive effect. We should have Amber Sky mediate those two. I think that would be a good relationship to repair. And there's clearly seeds for that being planted. Shadepaw was scolded for something that Comfrey Apple gets praised for. Silver Star was seen tossing out a gift Comfrey Apple gave her. Oh. Oh, girl, you gotta move on from this crush. This is not gonna go well. Oh, no. Silver Star stands up for Frozen Moss on a border patrol when confronted by another clan. Silver Star and Half-Paw work together to make sense of something a clanmate said. She's relying on Half-Paw quite a bit, and that's just an apprentice. But alright, good for you, Half-Paw. Steve sighs loudly every time Heathertooth does anything on a patrol. Oh, great. Steve is definitely feeling healthy again and is already interacting with people poorly. Great, love that. Steve nods politely as Shadepaw passes by. Russet Runner helps Snoot's Fade fix a matted piece of fur on her back. Snoot's Fade, Russet Runner, and Amber Sky had a nice talk while eating. Interesting. Snoot's Fade and Russet Runner seem to be getting on well, which is nice. Interesting though, because he doesn't really like kitty pets. He was so negative towards Steve, but maybe he changed his tune because he and Steve had that encounter with the predator that they chased off. Comfrey Apple draws a pretty symbol in the sand that Snoot's Fade makes sure not to mess up. Okay, first things first, Leader Den. We're befriending Burn Clan. Let's not forget this time. See how everyone's doing. Oh, Shadepaw's so cute. Silver Star wonders if StarClan has given Russet Runner any prophecies lately. It does seem like they have their paws dipped into the lives of the clan. Frost Timber feels a rush of anticipation at the prospect of a successful hunt. Russet Runner is doing his job. This Tom is a workaholic, seriously. Russet Runner is organizing the herb stores. Amber Sky is eavesdropping on Steve, which is going to help her. I think I will allow romantic if there is any. We'll try and mediate. There we go. Trust increased. Romantic interest increased. Jealousy decreased, and dislike decreased, and it seems like they're kind of starting to get off on the right foot now. They are beginning to trust each other. Russet Runner trusting Steve a little more than she trusts him, which is fair, since he was kind of planning to leave to die. Or said something that was construed that way. He's comfortable around her, and they're kind of having a little bit of a, a little bit of something. Good job, Amber Sky. Heathertooth complains about being sent on a dusk patrol. I don't blame you with the heat exhaustion. Hopefully that goes away soon, and yeah, if we get to a point where a lot of the clan cats are hurt or injured, we're just gonna have to give up whatever else we're working on and let them rest, which we usually will probably end up doing during Leaf Bear, when it's the most dangerous time for them to be pushing themselves. Snootsfade draws blood during battle training and coldly says it was an accident. I'm worried about Snootsfade. I'm real worried about Snootsfade. It's a very silly name to be terrified of, but I'm terrified of Snootsfade. Steve is reflecting on how different her life is now. Oh, she's so pretty too. She's got this long fluffy tail. Oh, she just looks so much happier, and I hope she is. Now that she's like actually participating in warrior life, I'm sure it's very different. Comfrey Dapple is laughing gleefully. Good for her, I'm glad she's in a good mood. Frozen Moss saw a kitty pet rolling around a two-leg garden. Now I want to check on your feelings. You also have a crush so much more for Silver Star. Oh boy, okay. And it's definitely reciprocated. Oh. I promise not to hop into everyone's relationships every moon. I'm curious about these three. Okay. I'm excited to see that develop. Frozen Moss saw a kitty pet rolling around a two-leg garden. Probably should stay away from two-leg place, but you know, you do you. Half Paw is enjoying the warmth of Greenleaf. And Shade Paw saw a pair of two legs near camp today. That is dangerous. He's daring now that he's grown up. Still an avid play fighter. Again, I'm a little concerned about what Snoot's fate is going to bring him into and shape him into. Shade Paw, especially being so close to the Russet Runner, that I was thinking even being a medicine cat, a healer, being led down this path by a bloodthirsty kitty pet. A two-legs pet. Is Snootsfade actually being led, I wonder, by starry-furred cats in her dreams? Or by cats with no stars in their pelt, perhaps? Speaking of, we'll check on Honey Eagle, who is disappointed in Amber Sky. Yikes. Maybe it's because Amber Sky became a mediator and didn't continue on as a warrior, which she was trained to do by Silver Star, of all people. I wonder, I don't know that there are any cats in the Dark Forest. No. They tend not to be there in ClanGen, just in LifeGen. Alright, well, let's patrol. Let's send Half Paw and Shade Paw, oh gosh, out with Snootsfade to do some training. As he trails behind the patrol, the ground trembles beneath Half Paw's paws. He looks around wildly for safe footing just as the earth caves in beneath him and the world goes dark. Snootsfade may not be the kindest of cats, but I know that Shade Paw and Half Paw were close growing up because they were the youngest of the clan, so I definitely think Shade Paw's going to try and help save him. As Half Paw rarely has patience for other cats, Snootsfade tells him harshly that the patrol doesn't have time for some mouse brain who got stuck, making Half Paw resentful as he digs himself out. Oh, that's brutal. Snoot's Fade must have held Shade Paw back. Is Half Paw really that impatient? He's shameless, you know, is very much himself, but he's interested in clan history. I don't know that he's ever really struck me as impatient necessarily. Well, let's send out Silver Star and Frozen Moss and Comfrey Apple. Let's send the 3 of them and see what that looks like. The patrol approaches a little two-legged nest on the prairie while hunting. Next to it, a strange tower makes a soft thump, its wooden leaves circling slowly in the wind. I do think Silver Star is intrigued. She's got some backup, and so far StarClan seems to be sending them kitty pets with who have been having dreams of the wild and of their ancestors. So I think she's maybe losing a little of her fear of 2 legs, which isn't good, especially with their history, but I think she's growing confident and she would want to proceed and see. The patrol has a successful hunt, avoiding any 2 legs, and brought back a medium amount of prey. And we'll send the other 3 out as well. That way Russet Runner and Steve can have some time gathering herbs together. Once mullein starts to tower over the other plants, it's a good time to harvest it. Russet Runner could swear that there's usually some mullein around here, but not this time. Darn. Alright, we may only have one more moon this episode. Let's see. Yes, we have switched to leaf fall. With the heightened focus of the clan, 14 additional pieces of prey were gathered. We will end after this moon. During the gathering, Silver Star nods and agrees when Burn Clan's leader mentions diplomacy and inter-clan friendship. Relations have improved. Frozen Moss has gotten a runny nose, and Frost Timber is feeling extremely sore from the long distances he's run lately. Amber Sky is proud to be in the same clan as Steve. Frozen Moss's friend doesn't trust Snoot's Fade, nor should they. Nor should they. She is scary. She is dangerous. I definitely think it was the Dark Forest leading her to the clan, not StarClan. Not these star-furred cats. I think she is lying. Snoot's Fade, I have my eye on you. Steve complimented Halfpaw on something nobody else did. Heathertooth watches Amber Sky wind up for a sneeze, but it never happens. Heathertooth notices one of her friends laughing with Amber Sky. Frost Timber and Steve giggle over something silly. The problem with Amber Sky being the only mediator in the clan, too, is she can't fix any of her own relationships. She just has to kind of help other people and hope hers happen well. Frost Timber and Shadepaw agree about something trivial. Russet Runner is taken aback by some of the cruel things Amber Sky is saying to him. Wow. Okay. I wonder if she finally got sick of him acting so aloof to everyone. I mean, that's kind of her shtick, right? But also, she's cold. I mean, if they got into an argument about something, I could see her also just escalating it and getting really personal very quickly. Russet Runner stumbles upon Frozen Moss, looking at the stars with wonder in his eyes. Frozen Moss is sweet. He's very gloomy, but he kind of almost gives me less like grump energy and more like, I guess, like emo kid energy. I don't think that's the phrase I want. But he's sensitive, I think, and feels things very deeply. Shadepaw has been a little kinder to Silver Star today. The silence between Comfrey Apple and Frost Timber feels more uncomfortable than usual. Comfrey Apple is upset that Amber Sky tried to give her her least favorite prey. Surely she knows what she likes. Oh, did something happen then? Because Comfrey Apple and Frost Timber and Amber Sky are very close. And if, like, both him and Amber Sky are kind of acting weird. Vibes are off. Silver Star, no. Silver Star can't believe how talented Snoot's Fate is. I think she trusts Snoot's Fate way more than is wise. I think Snoot's Fate is going to probably put a fang in Silver Star's back. This is... okay. It's fine. I'm just worried about having this bloodthirsty clanmate. Silver Star clears up a misunderstanding with Shadepaw. Amber Sky doesn't seem very concerned when Steve complains about something aching. I wonder if she's more concerned about Frost Timber. Steve, here's a nice story about Shadepaw. And oh, no. Snoot's Fade comes up with a plan to sneak out of camp with Silver Star. Oh my gosh, because we're friends, and I'm definitely not going to murder you. I don't trust her. I'm sorry. I just don't. Snoot's Fade and Amber Sky debate about something interesting. They end up agreeing. Great. That seems genuine. I just... let's continue to try and befriend Burn Clan. Next moon. Doing great with the amount of food. Heathertooth is the only one still in the Medicine Cat Den. And I think the warriors can focus on something else. We have a mediator now, so we can work on helping the other clans. Which I think is something Silver Star would want to do. I think she's feeling confident about everyone's abilities to help. Their clan is doing pretty okay for itself. And right now they're just trying to make friends with their neighbors so that they can avoid being chased out, since they're the newbies in this place. So let's try and help. Just pick one. Mumble Clan is proud, Rhyme Clan is stoic, and Branch Clan is wary. So I feel like Branch Clan is going to be the hardest one to convince to befriend us. Mumble Clan might not want the help, though. So why don't we try instead? Let's try and befriend Mumble Clan. We'll work on them on a personal level. And since we started making headway with Burn Clan, we'll go out of our way to help them this next season. We'll go through our cat list, we'll go on patrol, and then we'll wrap up the episode here. And next episode will begin with the next season. Silver Star is busy planning out priorities for the day. Frost Timber is feeling down. Interesting. I wonder what's got him... I mean, besides feeling sore. Russet Runner is crushing leaves under his paws. Practicing for work, certainly, and not playing at all. Certainly not Russet Runner. Amber Sky saw a pair of two legs near camp today. And she should probably mediate some folks. So I just want to see what this relationship looks like. I mean, it seems like Snoot's Fate actually likes Silver Star, so that's good. These two are getting on fine. Oh, Comfort Apple has so many feelings for Frozen Moss. I think these two are doing alright as well. I feel like Amber Sky wants to like actually repair relationships between people, so I'm trying to think who doesn't really get along. These two are doing alright. know Heathertooth is having issues with somebody, and I don't remember who it was now. Why don't we build up this relationship then? Snoot Spade and Shadepaw. We'll mediate and try and get a good mentor-apprentice relationship. Since they seem fairly indifferent towards one another. Heathertooth is crushing leaves under her paws, even though she has heat exhaustion still. Hopefully that clears up as we get into the colder months. Snoot Spade pretends to be busy. Steve sharpens her claws. Comfrey Dapple also saw that pair of 2 legs near camp today. Frozen Moss wants to be alone. Of course, he's not feeling well either. He's got a runny nose. Halfpaw is happy that he's going to train with Shadepaw. And Shadepaw is also crushing leaves under his paws. Alright, let's patrol, and yeah, let's send these 2 out with our favorite warrior. While helping gather herbs, Halfpaw stumbles upon a bush of red berries. Oh, please be so careful, Halfpaw. After careful consideration, Halfpaw recognizes them as raspberries and brings the rare berries back to the medicine cat den. Fantastic. Well done. And then we'll send out Russet Runner and Steve. Give them some time to gather alone. Russet Runner is on a mission to find lungwort now that leaf bear is on the horizon. As the only reliable cure for yellow cough, he's determined that DandelionClan won't run out of it, especially since they've had a yellow cough patient. He takes along a warrior escort to help. Oh no. The cats search and search until their paw pads are sore and their muscles exhausted, but they just can't find lungwort anywhere. Russet Runner returns to camp disappointed, but determined to try again. It's simply too important not to keep a good supply of. Alright, and now let's send out Comfrey Dapple and Frozen Moss, and then we'll let the leader and deputy go on patrol together. The patrol tracks the scent of a large dog along the edge of the clan's territory. I feel like these 2 would proceed. The patrol shadows the dog, sending a message back to warn camp. It's an exhausting and stressful day, but by the time night falls, they've confirmed that the dog is leaving the local area, and the patrol has assured DandelionClan's safety. And lastly, Frost Timber and Silverstar, the leader and deputy, getting some time to actually bond and build their relationship. Silverstar suggests this might be a good chance to practice new hunting techniques with Frost Timber. Frost Timber takes charge and coordinates exercises for the duo. They practice how to bring down prey together, their confidence in each other growing. That's great. And we have entered leaf fall. The seasons are beginning to turn, the grasses are beginning to die. And that is our episode for today, my friends. So, adventurers, as always, please give feedback if you think, now that we're kind of getting into the meat of the series and we're seeing how each episode plays out on its own without the whole actually generating the clan. Let me know if this is a good format, or if you think there are ways that I could reformat it, if you think the episodes could be longer, if you want them even shorter, like maybe I could save the first season or the first moon instead of doing the patrols and everything at the very end. Yeah. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video, adventurers. Until then, bye-bye.